In a world full of cruelty and madness, two young people, Mickey and Mallory Knox, embark on a bloody journey across America, leaving a trail of corpses behind them. Their story began not with crime, but with a painful childhood where both characters learned pain and humiliation. Mallory grew up in a family where her father is an aging and rude man who constantly abused her, both mentally and physically. Mallory's mother, a depressed and broken woman, silently tolerated what was happening. Mallory grew up in conditions of constant violence and humiliation that gave birth to a deep hatred for the whole world. When she met Mickey, Mallory found not only an ally but also the love of her life. Mickey, broken and unhappy in his own way, was the perfect match for Mallory. In their relationship there was no room for pity and fear, only passion and madness. Their meeting was the spark that ignited the fire of destruction and death. Mickey and Mallory fell in love with each other at first sight, and their love was so all-consuming and strong that they decided to leave this cruel world, committing a series of murders. Their first victim was Mallory's father. One night Mickey came to the house of his lover and did not hesitate to kill her father by stabbing him. Mallory, standing nearby, watched with cold indifference, as if it were the most natural course of events. Then they made her mother watch them kill her, but before that they gave her a chance to escape, wanting her to live with the pain and memories for the rest of her life. After leaving home, Mickey and Mallory begin their bloody odyssey on the roads of America. They kill people for pleasure, for no reason, just enjoying the process. They feel free when they kill. Each kill is an act of love, a manifestation of their shared passion. They believe that in this way they connect with each other on an even deeper level. Their crimes become an act of rebellion against a world they believe has long since rotted from within. At every turn they encounter cruelty and hatred and are themselves the embodiment of it. As they travel across America, their blood and fury only intensifies. They become true natural killers for whom killing has become a way of life, a way to express their hatred for the world. In every city where they appear, the bodies of their victims remain, and on their faces are smiles full of pleasure and freedom. Killing becomes a kind of ritual for them, each time they experience the ecstasy of the perfect. Meanwhile, Detective Jack Scagnetti, who feels a real obsession for them, starts hunting for them. He sees Mickey and Mallory not just as criminals, but as symbols of everything he hates in this world. Scagnetti also has his own demons. He grew up surrounded by violence and once killed a man himself. But unlike Mickey and Mallory, he considers himself part of the system and believes it is his duty to cleanse the world of people like them. Scagnetti begins to track them down, but they are always one step ahead, as if guessing his thoughts and intentions. Mickey and Mallory continue to kill, and each time they do, they become more and more confident in their invulnerability. They feel like masters of life and death, playing with a world that can't stop them. At some point they even begin to believe that they are immortal. On one of their journeys, they encounter an elderly Indian who invites them into his home. He offers them a place by the fire and shares his wisdom. However, even here, amidst the tranquility and ancient wisdom, their lust for killing does not subside. Giving in to his inner beast, Mickey kills the old man, only realizing it at the last moment. This murder for the first time makes them think about their essence, but not for long. They continue on their way, leaving behind more and more corpses. Meanwhile, the media begins to actively cover their crimes, and from two bloody killers they turn into cult figures. Journalists and TV anchors discuss their every move, trying to understand the motives and reasons for their actions, but no one can get into their minds. Ordinary people begin to admire Mickey and Mallory, to see them as heroes who challenged society and its norms. They become stars, and this only adds fuel to the fire of their bloody path. However, fame also becomes their weakness. Finally, after another crime, Mickey and Mallory are arrested. Their trial turns into a real show where they play the main roles. Prosecutors, lawyers, judge and spectators all become participants in this theater of the absurd, where no one can remain indifferent. Every step of the process is televised, and the country freezes in anticipation of the verdict. But even here, Mickey and Mallory remain true to themselves. They mock the court, the laws, and all those who try to condemn them. For them, it's just another game, another scene in their bloody play. During their incarceration, they become the subject of intense scrutiny by the media as well as the prison authorities, particularly the jailer, Dwayne Gale. Gale sees them as an opportunity to make a career and capitalize on their story. He offers Mickey an interview, hoping that it will become a sensation. Mickey agrees, but on the condition that the interview be conducted live. During the interview, Mickey is in complete control of the situation. He manipulates words and journalists to make his story into another performance. This time the prison becomes an arena of chaos and violence. Mickey and Mallory incite a riot, using their influence and charisma to incite other inmates to riot. The prison descends into chaos, and in the turmoil Mickey and Mallory manage to escape. They leave the prison, leaving destruction and death in their wake. However, even in freedom, they realize that their journey cannot last forever. They no longer believe in their invulnerability and immortality. This time, the prison becomes an arena of chaos and violence. Mickey and Mallory incite a riot, using their influence and charisma to incite other inmates to riot. The prison descends into chaos, and in the turmoil Mickey and Mallory manage to escape. They leave the prison, leaving destruction and death in their wake. However, even in freedom, they realize that their journey cannot last forever. They no longer believe in their invulnerability and immortality. Their escape becomes a desperate attempt to find refuge, but they know the end is near. Mickey and Mallory realize that their story cannot have a happy ending, and that they are doomed to perish. But they also realize that no one can stop them as long as they are together. They embrace their future with dignity and determination, continuing to fight to the very end. In the finale, they face Jack Scagnetti, who stops at nothing to destroy them. Their confrontation becomes the climax of the entire story. At that moment they realize that their fates are linked, that Scagnetti is their mirror image, a man who like them is driven by hatred and bloodlust. However, in the last battle they defeat him, but realize that this victory is empty as their journey is over. The last shots of the movie show how Mickey and Mallory remain faithful to each other despite everything. They disappear from view, leaving the viewer to ponder the nature of evil, violence, and love. The story of Mickey and Mallory is a story of madness and love, of destruction and passion, which despite everything remains one of the strongest expressions of human nature.